That doorknob zap can hit 20,000 volts, and it's not the cold that's doing it. You probably blamed winter itself, like the temperature somehow loads you up with electricity. It doesn't. The real trigger is something almost nobody notices: how dry the air in your house gets once the heat kicks on. Strip away the cold, and the shock is still coming for you. Let's find out what's actually charging you up. Every time you shuffle across a carpet, your shoes and the fibers are rubbing electrons loose. This is the triboelectric effect. Two materials touch, separate, and one steals a few electrons from the other, leaving it negatively charged and the other slightly positive. Your body ends up holding a static charge, thousands of extra electrons with nowhere to go. Normally, that charge leaks away as fast as it builds, drained off through the air itself before it ever gets dangerous. In winter, it doesn't drain. It just piles up, scuffle after scuffle, step after step, until your hand gets near a doorknob, and every one of those electrons jumps at once, all in a single spark. Here's the myth. People assume cold air itself is somehow electric, like the chill is charging you up directly. Wrong. Temperature has nothing to do with it. You could get zapped just as hard on a dry summer day in the desert. The actual culprit is humidity, and winter just happens to be when your indoor air gets bone dry. Cold is the coincidence. Dry air is the cause. Here's why dry air matters so much. Water molecules are slightly charged themselves, and when there's enough moisture in the air, those molecules grab stray electrons off your skin and carry them harmlessly away almost as fast as they build up. Humid air is basically a leaky drain for static charge, quietly bleeding it off before it ever becomes a spark. But cold outdoor air holds very little moisture to begin with, and when your furnace heats that air, its relative humidity crashes even further, sometimes down toward 10%, drier than parts of the Sahara. Without water molecules around to carry the charge away, your body becomes the only place left for it to collect. So picture your living room in January. The furnace is blasting dry, heated air. You walk across the rug in wool socks, and with almost nothing around to drain it, the charge on your body just keeps climbing. Touch a metal doorknob, and all those built-up electrons find their fastest path to the ground in one sudden spark. Sometimes a jolt of 10,000 volts or more, discharged in a fraction of a millisecond. That's also why some combinations shock you way harder than others. Every material sits at a different spot on what's called the triboelectric series, a ranking of which substances grab electrons and which give them up. Wool, synthetic carpet, and rubber-soled shoes are all electron hogs. They grab and hold charge aggressively. Cotton and leather sit much closer to neutral. Swap your fuzzy winter socks for cotton ones, or your rubber-soled slippers for leather, and you can cut the zaps dramatically without changing the temperature in the room at all. And once you know it's a humidity problem, the fixes are obvious. Run a humidifier and push your indoor air back up past 30%, and static mostly disappears. Touch metal with a key instead of a fingertip, and the spark jumps to the key first. Or just keep touching a door frame or bare wall as you walk, bleeding off charge in tiny harmless increments instead of one big jolt. So the next zap you get this winter, don't blame the cold. Blame your furnace for drying out the air, and thank a rug and a pair of wool socks for loading you up like a tiny battery. It's not magic, and it's not the temperature. It's just electrons with nowhere to go until they find a doorknob. If that changes how you look at every static shock, that's the whole point of this channel. Stick around, we'll keep cutting things open.